Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. We're gonna random today. Perhaps you've heard of this random function. Selects a character for you. This time it's selected for us, Samson. Anytime you mention a computer randoming, DHNEMWC1, I guarantee it's already occurred. Somebody's gonna be in the comments being like, well, you know, solving the concept of a computer generating a truly random number is really a fascinating problem. Bro. Is picking a number between like 1 and 12, okay? We don't have to get so hoity-toity about, you know, I get it if it's used in a cryptocurrency or, you know, for generating salts and hashes for, I mean, either a all-day brunch or a bank's ability to encode and, what's the word I'm looking for? Encrypt your password. You're probably gonna need some randomness, no doubt about it. But when it, you know, we had somebody we were playing Tabletop Simulator being like, well, don't blame the computer for the fact that it doesn't do well with randomized dice rolls. In fact, randoming presents quite an interesting problem for computers in general. Bro, it's picking a number between 1 and 6. It doesn't have to observe the decay of a plutonium atom, okay? It's a trivial issue for our purposes at the very least. No, he almost hit me. That would have been catastrophic. I've been trapped by a fecal prison of my own design. Okay, so I'm being real reckless here. No thank you, sir. But my recklessness is for a good reason, temporarily at least. You know, the good reason is very simple. I would very much enjoy getting a lot of damage on this floor, and so far that appears to have worked out actually fantastically. Like, straight up, Crystal Ball is actually just, it's an amazing item for us to be picking up early. Especially considering we got it off of a reroll of Little Baggy, which is basically an item that if it was removed from the game overnight, it would probably take me like 2 years to notice. I'd be like, well, it's been a long time since we've seen Little Baggy. Then someone would be like, oh yeah, that was removed in the Beelzebub update, you know, from October 2018. I'm just saying, it would take me a while. We are going to get a little bit up our own butt here. It'll work, dude. Dude, it'll work. It'll work, bro. Ye of little freaking faith, my man. Trust me, I would rather not be doing this either. However, anything that gives us a chance to get the 5 cents is a chance to get like a really, really good setup for a Samson run. Come on. Come on. It's not going to work anymore, but we still have one Spirit Heart protecting us as well, which is the real reason we're willing to get aggressive here. So, I mean, with 10 damage, I'm not really concerned about this fight. It's very merciful. The game's been kind to us so far in a, you know, a capacity that oftentimes were we to fight a champion Ragman early on, we would be, you know, like, very disappointed. You know, this would be a difficult fight. Instead, pretty simple. Unfortunately, we got a range upgrade. I'm gonna be the bigger man. It pains me to do so, but I'm gonna leave without giving us a chance to get an arcade on the next floor, because I thought to myself, what do we want an arcade for? Well, we want the chance to get like an IV bag, for example. But if we get IV bag, we're gonna have to get rid of Crystal Ball. I would probably do it, but if we go one extra floor, who knows? Maybe we get a few extra Spirit Hearts or other advantages working for us. You know, we've gotten the value out of it in the interim period as well, so, you know, it seems like a, you know, not an intolerable effect for me to be a little bit more conservative in my approach here. I don't know. Opening golden chests for free is actually pretty good. Please give me some combat. I'm looking for a room with some enemies. Sorry, I was just watching Bear and his wife play Twitch Sings, aka Twitch Rock Band. I support it in a big way, as long as it doesn't get everybody's channel deleted for copyright violations they didn't see coming. Would I do a Twitch Sing stream at some point? Dude, I would actually entertain the thought of doing a Twitch Sings series. And now, I'm not promising, I'm just saying, I also don't have access to the beta yet, to try to teach me how to sing. Because I think it's, you know, you heard me sing Faith that one time. It wasn't good, but it was serviceable. And every other time I sing, it ends up coming out like it just did there. I'm looking at the man in the mirror. Maybe by doing a Twitch Sings series, I could, you know, get some real vocal coaches in the chat that could teach me. Because all they ever say is sing more from the diaphragm, and I end up sounding like, you know, a barbershop quartet reject. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Was that good for you? I would love like some bombs, keys, or consumables of essentially any variety at the present moment. I'll even step on that button if I have to. I might just push the button. Okay, consumable. Still good, don't get me wrong, still good. Now by pressing a button, you like literally can never get a consumable drop, right? The only way it could happen is if you fought a champion that dropped a consumable. Because I don't even think it generates a charge for your item. Well, we might be skipping out on an item room. I hope it's not the case, but we're lucky the run is still, it's got good prospects on its own right. Yeah, we're pretty much stuck here. I mean, there's nothing else we could do. There's nothing we can even, like, generate rewards off of. I suppose, in a perfect world, we could try something like this. It's not really working that well for us. Basically just wasting a whole heck of a lot of time without accomplishing anything. Not where I would like to be given the opportunity. Nah, I think we're happy with where we're at. It's wonky, don't get me wrong. And the run is not actually good right now, but it can be good as soon as we get like one more penny. Or as MJ would say, I'm looking for a single penny. I'm telling you, one of these days, 1 year from now, we're going to look back on this video at the start of my career as a recording artist. Yeah, just stand right next to him. I mean, why not, right? I mean, at least we get a damage upgrade out of it, but simultaneously, I mean, we have like a range upgrade, what I would describe as a bad, oh my god, a bad orbital, and probably the worst syringe. So it's a testament to Crystal Ball that we're doing still relatively okay. But this is not train wreck territory. But it's probably like, you know, 2 floors of this not getting better away from train wreck territory. So I would like you, my friend, to spit a bomb at me. Hello. That's not even close. That was just a random placement. Okay, I could have gone for it. I don't think it was worth it. Thank you for the bomb at the very least. Small, nope. Not small rock. It's hard to be mad at where we're at, but it's hard to be super pleased. If anything, I do find myself being like ashamed of my own temptation in trying to oh, it's an XL floor too. Which means it means we burned an extra chance to get an arcade. So like I feel like a disappointed Obi-Wan Kenobi right now. But not like as disappointed as he was when Anakin turned to the dark side because of like literally the slightest prodding by Darth Sidious. Played masterfully by Ian McDiarmid. That was very bad. But, you know, like, if he didn't eat his vegetables, you know Obi-Wan would still be like, Anakin, you have to eat your vegetables. And he's like, I hate broccoli. It's like a tiny tree. And Anakin, think of the riboflavin. Anyway, today's a landmark day for me today. Sorry, I repeated it twice. Let's try again. Today's a landmark day for me for reasons that I will explain. On yesterday's Jeopardy episode, the final Jeopardy question. I know it's technically an answer, but like, come on. I'm not gonna play their game. Was this novel was the author's first novel not set in Canada and was fittingly released in the year 1984. Do you know the answer to that question? On Final Jeopardy, you get 30 seconds. Anyway, it's The Handmaid's Tale. What's the context of the clue? Well, it's a movie about a totalitarian regime to some extent. So that's why it's fitting that it was released in 1984. Author's first book not set in Canada clues you into the idea that it's probably a Canadian author. It's kind of a weird clue, because there's probably more than one correct answer for, you know, a Canadian, not, it doesn't even have to be a Canadian author's, but like an author's first book not set in Canada that's also released in 1984. But anyway, you know, that's the one they were going for. I got it correct because I started reading more, and I started reading more because I wanted to do better at Jeopardy. So that, you know, if I was on the show, that's like a $15,000 book club right there. Your man's is coming for it. I will also say that when I saw that the Final Jeopardy category was 20th century literature, I said to myself, I sure hope it's The Stranger, The Handmaid's Tale, or Brave New World, because Notes from Underground was a 19th century book. Anyway, I've been Super Smash Brothers has taken over my desire to read lately. I got to get back into it. But I'm working out, you know, so it's like, how many self-improvement habits can you have simultaneously before you become insufferable? I gotta be able to play some Smash and, like, you know, become, esports professional there. It's more valuable than reading a book. What can a book teach you that, you know, the same kind of lesson that you can learn just by losing to Cloud Strife over and over and over can't? So this floor, again, pretty not great. Our stats are good, but our stats are good because of the fact that we've been hit a couple of times. So this will be a real juicy opportunity for me personally. There you go. To get a deal with the devil. And you might be saying, well, if you wanted to deal with the devil, why not take the precedent on the last floor? Well, because the precedent kind of sucked. But I would welcome more deal with the devil opportunities. If you want to give me a deal with the angel, that's also fine. I would accept it with arms wide open. A real orbital, no offense meant to Mom's Razor, but that's one of those items definitely better in the Binding of Isaac 4 Souls than it is in the Binding of Isaac. 2 easy bosses, and bosses, I mean, we got hit, but it's not a big deal here. 2 bosses that get countered nicely by orbitals, thankfully. Or bombs and orbitals in conjunction. Getting hit twice, a little embarrassing. You got something for me? No. Don't use that yet. I almost hit the space bar. Gulp. So we have Child's Heart sucked up. Phrasing. We definitely do not care about going to the shop. I'm gonna not Joker. Originally, yes, I was definitely going to say I'm going to Joker. It's fine. You know, it's a lot of damage to take, but simultaneously, I'm happy to take it because it also does amp up our damage. We're going to be using the orbital pretty prodigiously here, even though I possibly / definitely should not. There is an invisible man jumping around here. Oh, there he... I was looking, and I still did not see him. So let's see if this is worth walking over. Definitely not. I don't really... I mean, I would like to get them, but I'm not willing to engage in the puzzle box necessary to do so. If you're already going to the trouble to make Twitch sings, can you just make Twitch drums so I can actually have a chance? That's all I'm saying. Oh, but then we gotta get into peripherals, and everybody that's on Twitch already has a microphone, and yeah. You know what? It's like Billy McFarland said in the Fire Festival documentary. We're not a problems-focused company, we're a solutions-focused company. So stop telling me no and start telling me how we can turn that no into a yes. It's one of my favorite lines from that, from the documentary, the Netflix one at least. Try using that the next time somebody comes to you with a grievance. Hey, I really don't like the way you treated me. Well, that's all well and good, but I'm not a problem-focused... I'm keeping Crystal Ball, by the way. I'm not a problem-focused guy. I'm a solution-focused guy. So stop coming to me with your complaints, and instead, start coming to me with the way that we can make this better. Like, if you want to make yourself sound like the ultimate D-bag instantaneously. Hey, Billy, we ain't got any toilets for the people to poop and pee in Fire Festival. Aren't you worried there's going to be an outbreak of cholera? Hey, that sounds like a problem. Remember what we said about those? That's right. Ignore them and they don't exist. Instead, how about some solutions like curing cholera? Come on, man. It's not that hard. I'm willing to spend one more key. Oh, baby, I love Gape. I will spend one more key then. Yeah, okay. It ended up not being worth much, but I think it was definitely a good opportunity to justify throwing a little bit more HP at it. I'm willing to risk losing the deal with the devil here. Obviously, I would prefer that it's not possible, but I'm not willing to, you know, try to blow up a single blue fire. I think instead we've got a very, very realistic chance to not take damage against this guy. We'll get a 100% chance of Angel or Devil. And then we can also use this on the next floor. So I think this is how we pull out ahead. Very, very nice. We needed something along those lines. I'll tell you right out the gate. Ceremonial Robes is also very good. And I think because of the way our HP is structured, we actually are totally fine with a sack dagger. Then we have to take that. Like, I kind of would have preferred not to, but I think it was a situation where the value was obvious and inherent there. Dead Eye for free is stupid good. Didn't mean to pop that, meant to pop this. With Curse of the Blind, I cannot take any of those. Please do not at me. There's no alternative. So we got 3 orbitals, a Tears upgrade, Dead Shot, which is actually called Dead Eye. It's a masterful choice. Our damage is looking real good right now. You know what? We should actually try to finesse this boss fight. Okay. And we can actually get a free item out of Boss Rush as a result. And I want to say, like, it's not that we've had no good items, but we've kind of had some unfortunate circumstances on this run related to, you know, traditional Samson means. Like, most of the time, you're pretty much a shoo-in for getting, you know, a deal with the devil. We've barely bought anything, and yet still have not been able to make a single one of those work, which neutralizes, like, a huge vector for improvement as Samson. So, the fact that we were able to make something happen on this run is great. It's a good indication. You know, we're feeling good about our progress here, and we're probably set for the future. Hello, Ruka. Ruka. Do you hear his diminutive meow? Meow. I don't know why. My son, he has a real personality. That's the meow of, like, I just wanted to come in. As opposed to, oh, I shouldn't have done that. As opposed to the most common meow, which is like, if you don't feed me treats right now, despite me eating recently, I am going to die. Ruka, you can't be up on the desk. I put you back on the ground with your Tomo friend. Told you you can't be on the desk. No, you can't be on the desk. It's a catless desk. I'm just gonna Fool card out. Because otherwise I'm gonna mind flood myself into screwing this up, potentially. We got tons of time, but, like, why not take advantage of the fact that we're already here? Polaroid. We don't know what the items are, but let's... Okay, Conehead. It's fine. It's not great, but it's certainly, you know, acceptable. Is it a strictly better Infamy? Or is it, like, are the percentages different? Hey, Ruka, you can't be up on the desk. I put you down on the ground with your Tomo friend. I know it hasn't happened yet. One of these days, this dude's gonna hit the recording hotkey when he jumps on the desk, and I'll be very upset. I'll be inconsolable. As the French say, les incompetents. It's just, here's the thing, Ruka. I'm skeptical of anybody that wants to be elevated above their common man, you know? Tomo's in a box. There's another box right next to Tomo. Why do you get the privilege of being on the desk, but Tomo has to stay in the box? Friendly ball. If I say that you're allowed to go on the desk, that hurts Tomo, who was in here earlier, and I told could not go on the desk. In order to honor the fact that my son Tomo is playing by the rules, I have to prevent you from getting up on the desk. It's just science. Temperance, okay? I mean, it's a card you would have wanted under different circumstances. What is this? Get out of jail free? I mean, it's a Mega Satan fight, right? BFFs is actually pretty great. I'm just looking, we only want to buy half-price items or Spirit Hearts. Doesn't really matter what card we keep. Alright. We're ready to move on. This run has been actually very good. In spite of it all. Dream scenario. Hermit card into the boss fight. Why do I always do this to myself? Always a teleport card on a Curse of the Lost. Hey, Ruka, you can't be on... Oh, he's getting low. He's like, I want to be up here. You can't be up here. There you go. The box. See, it's your box. I fixed the box for you. I don't understand this whole cat hierarchy. Look, he's so happy in the box. Is it? Here, I'll give him a pet to reinforce. Oh, the box. The box is where you get petted. Oh, so nice. Now, he'll associate the box with pets forever. And my problems are solved. Why did I just let that happen? Oh, dude, we definitely want that. Okay, refocus. It's a losable run. Which means, you know, not that it's likely to be lost, but merely that it warrants paying attention to. You know, there's like no reason at all to take damage on rooms that are not... I mean, basically, rooms that have beams could hit us. Every other room should be relatively easy for us to handle. Barring, you know, the outliers. We do, you know, have no guarantees we're going to get a lot of extra HP. Realistically, I don't want to misrepresent this run to you. We have Crystal Ball and are very, very likely to receive a reasonable amount of HP via that. But there's no guarantee that, you know, it's going to pay out. And especially there's no guarantee that it's going to pay out immediately. So... come on. You know you're dead. I know you're dead. Get the mom transformation, not the one I'm looking for. You know, with one key, I don't think I can justify it. I want to fight Mega Satan. We're going to need those items on the chest. Anyway, you should stop talking about Isaac. Dude, the more time goes on, the more I am convinced that Smash Ultimate is my favorite Nintendo game in like the past 6 or 7 years. Now, what other Nintendo games have I played over that time span? Thank you for asking a very important question. Would you like to work at my statistics modeling company? Well, I've played the Mario parties. And I played New Super Mario Bros. U for the Wii U. And that's about it. Well, I played Mario Kart 8 as well. I still need to play Super Mario Odyssey, and I still need to play The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I'll admit, but dude, what I really wanted to do was pivot off of this to talk about recent gaming news that's very interesting. Did you see, and the answer is probably yes, that Nintendo completely restarted development of, oh jeez, Metroid Prime 4? They were not happy with the progress. They got the original Metroid Prime developers on board to do some of the work, and they're starting from zero. At least, probably some of the assets I'm assuming will be reusable, but simultaneously, that's huge. Have you ever had, like, you've been working on a school project, and it's gone so badly that you just, you know, you're eager to start from zero? It happens, but it always feels like a huge waste of time. Freeing sometimes to start from a clean pad, but, like, simultaneously, like, you know, I think we've all been there where we've been like, this is such a cluster F, I'd rather just start from zero. But, you know, there's a certain sense of, like, a loss of pride, for one, and all the time wasted. And then secondarily, imagine you're Nintendo and, you know, you've invested essentially millions of dollars into this property. Like, it's an incredible move on their part. Don't take this as a negative, you know? And nobody thinks this, I think, but it's an extremely non-galaxy brain take. It's like an asteroid brain take, which is very small as compared to a galaxy. To be like, well, they shouldn't have mismanaged the product in the first place. You know, that's like, that's a perfect world scenario. That's when you're an adolescent and an adult makes a mistake and you go, well, why didn't you just not make the mistake? I mean, it's not that hard. I'm 12 and I've never gotten addicted to prescription medicine, so how hard could it be? Yo, dangerous level of HP here. Just stay cool. One makes you large. You know, you gotta accept that mistakes are gonna happen, and then, you know, what defines you is, I mean, if you could get through your whole life without making mistakes, that would be pretty sick. Nobody's denying that. However, you know, knowing that everybody's gonna make mistakes, you know, what defines you is the way that you respond to them. And if Nintendo looked at the game and said, you know what, this ain't up to snuff, we're gonna take, you know, maybe like a $10 million loss on this to make sure that the product that comes out is what we deserve, or what people deserve, dude. That's a big move. That's hard. Not a lot of AAA studios, I think, would do that. A lot of them would just be like, hey, we're going to accept that this game that we've been hyping up is kind of going to suck. We tried. We failed. Wait 4 years for all of the ill will to expire and then come out with a sequel. Since we're 2 items away from becoming Guppy, I do not wish to go to that room. And you know, I've been anti-Nintendo in the past, not just for the way that they've dealt with content creators, but also with the way that, you know, particularly in the Wii U era, I dealt with this a lot where, you know, I would be like, hey, I bought a Wii U at launch. I don't even want the Eternal Heart. I want the invincibility for now. And the only thing that there is to play for it are first-party titles that come out like once every 4 months. And I would have people get really mad about that. But I think now, looking back, I feel vindicated because the Wii U is considered a pretty big wasted opportunity. And I was the only one with the courage to say it at the time. Well, not the only one, but you get the idea. But now, I'm like, I don't want to toot my own horn too much, but I have, you know, I've seen some scuttlebutt on the Northernlion subreddit. People are saying, you know, we're in kind of like a golden age of NL content. And I'm not saying that it's entirely a result of, you know, Nintendo. But Mario Kart on the NLSS and a lot of Smash content has been a big part of that. So I'm willing to... You know, I've never been like anti-Nintendo on a philosophical level. Just on the level of, you know, what they were doing at the time. Now I'm extremely pro-Nintendo. As long as they keep making decisions like that, I'm a happy man. But put Tom Nook in the game, you cowards. Isabel is great, but we need the OG, Tom Nook. Put those enemies on an amortization table. There's a reason that the French call mortgage until death. Because as soon as you get a mortgage from Tom Nook, you're getting spiked. Anyway. And I appreciate that, by the way. Thank you. People have said, NL, you seem like you're in a better mood. I think it's like a little post-holiday sort of glow. You know, I'm playing stuff that I like. YouTube is still a little bit more static. You know, there's always Isaac, there's always Slay the Spire. But on Twitch, we've been able to find the space to open up and play some new stuff, and it's been a lot of fun. And you know, to hear people say that you're in a better mood puts you in a better mood as well, I think. Or it puts me in a better mood. So, you know, I'm hoping that we got a little bit of a positive feedback loop. Of course, I'm also like, hopefully I wasn't only entertaining because I'm angry. On occasion. Maybe not angry, grumpy is probably a better word. You know, and it's going to be hard for us to justify or to reconcile, I guess I should say. But, you know, we got to find a way to put a smile on our face and still be entertaining simultaneously. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. And I, of course, will see you next time. Good win. And I'll see you then.